Welcome back, coin hunters, collectors, and curious minds. This is USA Coins, where today we dive deep into one of the most underrated yet valuable coins in US history, the 1962 Lincoln cent. It's more than just copper, it's money in your hands. And today, we're uncovering how this humble coin, minted over 6 decades ago, is shaking up the collector's market with values skyrocketing as high as $585,344. Let's rewind to 1962. The world was changing. America was in the heart of the Cold War, John F. Kennedy was president, and the U.S. Mint was working overtime. In the midst of this history, the 1962 Lincoln cent was born. A penny, yes, but no ordinary one. Here were over 750 million of these coins minted in Philadelphia, and more than 1.7 billion from the Denver Mint. With numbers like that, you'd think they're common, right? Think again. Because in the world of coin collecting, it's not just about how many were made, it's about how many survived in perfect condition. And trust me, finding a flawless 1962 penny is like discovering treasure. You might say, hey, it's just a penny, right? Wrong. Because collectors and investors are not just chasing any 1962 penny, they're hunting for specific, rare conditions, errors, and varieties that can turn a 1-cent coin into a payday worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Did you know? A 1962 Lincoln cent graded MS67 Plus read by PCGS, one of the highest known grades, sold for a jaw-dropping $5,463 at auction. But wait, that's just a small fish. There are rumors, sightings, and potential of rare errors and pristine coins that could command over $100,000, even upwards of $585,344 in the right market. Why? Because collectors are desperate to fill gaps in their Lincoln penny collections with the best examples possible, and they'll pay big. Know what to look for: errors that make you rich. You want to strike it rich with a penny? Then listen closely. These are the types of 1962 Lincoln cents that you should be searching for. Check Lincoln's profile, the date, the letters "In God We Trust." If anything looks doubled, you may have a rare error worth hundreds or even thousands. 5% to 90% O-center strike increases value drastically, especially if the date is still visible. Racks in the coin caused by damaged dies can create unique patterns that collectors love. This tiny die break that looks like an I between the B and E is a well-known and collectible anomaly. These are your golden ticket. Red pennies, not brown, not red-brown, but a full blazing red coin, preserved perfectly, are extremely rare for 1962. Let's talk real money. If it looks promising, get it graded. Companies like PCGS and NGC can verify and boost its market value. If you're listing it online, use high-resolution photos and include key terms like DDO, red MS, error, and 1962 rare in your title. Why the 1962 penny will keep rising in value as more collectors enter the market and older collectors try to complete their high-grade Lincoln sets. Demand is going through the roof. And remember, condition matters. Most 1962 pennies are worn. The rare uncirculated gems are disappearing fast. Once they're gone, they're gone. This is why values like $585,344 are not just dreams, they're possibilities. Especially if you have that one-of-a-kind error, flawless strike, or rare color variation. So before you throw away that old penny, look twice. Because in your hands, you might be holding a piece of American history, worth a small fortune. And if you're passionate about coins, collecting, or just want to know what's in your change, then hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another hidden treasure. We bring you the real values, the real stories, and the real money hiding in everyday coins. This has been another eye-opening episode from USA Coins, where coins come to life and pennies turn into profits. Until next time, keep hunting, because treasure is everywhere. Would you like a thumbnail or title suggestion for this video too? Welcome back to USA Coins. Today we are diving deep into a coin that's often overlooked but is, in fact, one of the most valuable and historically significant pennies out there. The 1967 Lincoln penny, a seemingly ordinary coin from the United States, has caught the attention of collectors, investors, and history buffs alike. In today's video, we'll explore everything you need to know about the 1967 Lincoln penny, its history, its value, and why it's worth far more than you might think, so stick around as we take a deep dive into its incredible worth. Before we get into the specifics, let me tell you a little bit about how rare coins like the 1967 Lincoln penny can completely change your understanding of the coin market. For many, a penny is just that, a penny. But what if I told you that some pennies, like the 1967 Lincoln penny, could fetch hundreds, thousands, or even more on the market? Well, the truth is, rare pennies have the potential to become small fortunes, especially if you know what to look for and how to identify them. The 1967 Lincoln penny, a part of the iconic Lincoln Memorial series, was minted at the height of the 1960s, a decade that saw some pretty fascinating changes both in the United States and around the world. While the coin might seem typical at first glance, there are several key factors that make the 1967 Lincoln penny stand out among other pennies in circulation. The history of the 1967 Lincoln penny. The 1967 Lincoln penny, like most pennies, features the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. However, what makes this particular coin stand out is the fact that it was struck during a transitional period in U.S. coinage history. By 1967, the U.S. Mint had already started using more copper and zinc in the production of its pennies, transitioning away from the pure copper content that characterized earlier issues. Now, let's think about the cultural and political context in which the 1967 Lincoln penny was produced. The 1960s were a time of dramatic social change in the United States. The Civil Rights Movement, the space race, and the Vietnam War were all key events shaping the American landscape. In the midst of all of this, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins like the Lincoln penny, which would later become cherished relics of this era. In fact, it wasn't just the social and political changes that would make this period important for coin collectors, it was the shift in coin production itself, which would ultimately affect the value of coins like the 1967 Lincoln penny. The 1967 coin has a distinct design that features the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, which had been in circulation since 1909. The centennial of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of the United States' respect for its 16th president and his legacy. The penny, initially introduced to honor Lincoln, continues to be an important coin, especially for collectors interested in the history of American numismatics. Why the 1967 Lincoln penny is worth more than you think. Now, let's talk about value. Most people think of pennies as being almost worthless, right? After all, they're just 1 cent. However, the 1967 Lincoln penny has proven to be an exception to this rule. In fact, it has become one of the most sought-after coins on the market for serious collectors. So, what makes this coin so special? One of the most important factors in determining a coin's value is its rarity. While millions of 1967 Lincoln pennies were minted, the condition of the coin and certain unique variations can significantly affect its value. A 1967 Lincoln penny in pristine condition, graded by professionals as MS65 or higher, can command a premium. However, the real shock comes when you discover just how valuable some of these pennies can be, especially when they have unique characteristics like error marks, proof versions, or unusual minting issues. The most significant value comes from finding a coin with an error or variation, such as the double die error, which can drastically increase the coin's value. When the coin is struck twice, it results in a blurry or doubled image. These errors are quite rare, and collectors are willing to pay a significant premium for a 1967 Lincoln penny with such imperfections. A typical 1967 Lincoln penny without errors may be worth only a few cents, but if it has this kind of rare mistake, it can skyrocket in value. Another factor influencing the coin's value is its market demand. The coin market has become increasingly popular, with many investors seeing rare coins as a form of alternative investment. Coins like the 1967 Lincoln penny have shown consistent price appreciation over the years, especially as interest in coin collecting grows worldwide. With the US Mint no longer producing the same type of penny, these older coins are becoming more coveted as time goes on. Current market value of the 1967 Lincoln penny. As of recent years, the 1967 Lincoln penny has been fetching prices anywhere from $5 to several $100s, depending on its grade and rarity. On average, you might find the 1967 penny being sold for around 50 cents to $2, but the value can go much higher if the coin is in exceptional condition or if it has a rare error. In fact, some well-preserved, error-free pennies from 1967 have sold for upwards of $50. When you factor in the growing interest in numismatics, especially among new collectors and investors, the market for coins like the 1967 Lincoln penny is expected to continue increasing, and if you have a special error variety, such as a double-die penny, your coin could be worth a lot more. A double-die error could push the value of a 1967 Lincoln penny to over $500. Some collectors and dealers have seen auction prices for these rare coins shoot up dramatically in recent years. It's a reminder that when it comes to rare coins, the condition and characteristics of the coin matter far more than just its date or mint mark. How to identify a valuable 1967 Lincoln penny? So, how do you know if your 1967 Lincoln penny is worth more than face value? It all starts with a close inspection. Here are a few tips to help you identify a potentially valuable 1967 Lincoln penny. As mentioned, one of the most desirable errors in coins is the double die error. This occurs when the die is struck twice, creating a blurry or doubled image. Look closely at the date and the lettering on the coin to see if they appear doubled or misaligned. Coins in excellent condition are always worth more. If your 1967 Lincoln penny is well preserved and has little to no wear, it could be worth a premium. Coins graded MS65 or higher are especially valuable. While the 1967 penny was primarily minted in Philadelphia, you may come across pennies that were struck with different mint marks. This can affect the value depending on rarity. Keep in mind that coin values fluctuate over time. Stay up to date with the current market trends, and if your coin is rare or in excellent condition, you may want to get it professionally appraised. Where to sell your 1967 Lincoln penny? If you think you've got a valuable 1967 Lincoln penny in your collection, you might want to consider selling it. The good news is there are plenty of places where you can sell your coin. Online auction sites like eBay are popular for selling rare coins, as are specialized coin dealers and numismatic shops. If you believe your penny has significant value, it's always worth getting it professionally graded by a service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, to get an official assessment of its worth. Before selling, make sure you research the current market value of your coin and compare prices to ensure you get the best deal. With the right strategy and knowledge, you could turn that simple 1967 Lincoln penny into a small fortune. Conclusion. So, there you have it, a thorough look at the 1967 Lincoln penny. From its historical background to its current market value, this coin is far more than just a piece of currency. It's a part of American history, and it's a reminder of how the world of coin collecting can be filled with surprises and unexpected treasures. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this penny could be your ticket to discovering something truly valuable. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1967 Lincoln penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Share your thoughts or any experiences you've had with rare coins in the comments below. And as always, happy collecting. You've reached the maximum length for this conversation, but you can keep talking by starting a new chat. Retry. Welcome back to USA Coins, your go-to channel for everything about rare coins, their value, history, and market trends. If you've ever wondered what that old penny in your pocket or jar is really worth, then this video is for you. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most intriguing coins in American numismatics, the 1982 Lincoln penny. Now, I know what you might be thinking, a penny? Worth a lot of money? Believe me, the 1982 Lincoln penny is one of the most exciting and valuable pennies out there, and I'm about to explain why. Stay tuned as we uncover its value, historical significance, and some shocking facts that might just make you look at those pennies differently. to understand why the 1982 Lincoln penny is so valuable today, we need to take a little journey back to the year 1982. The early 80s were a time of change for the U.S. Mint. The penny, which had been made primarily of copper, underwent a significant transformation. In 1982, the Mint made a critical decision due to rising copper prices. They began producing pennies that were made of a copper-plated zinc alloy instead of pure copper. What does this mean for collectors? Well, it means that 1982 was the year when the penny's composition was split, leading to the creation of both copper and zinc varieties of the Lincoln penny. This makes the 1982 penny a key date in the history of U.S. coinage. And this change was not only about the composition. The way these coins were struck also varied, creating a variety of different types of pennies, which only adds to their uniqueness and value. The great penny debate, copper or zinc. Now, here's where things get a little more interesting. In 1982, two distinct types of pennies were produced. The first type of 1982 penny, minted before mid-year, is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. These are the classic Lincoln pennies we all know and love. They have a weight of 3.11 grams and a composition that makes them stand out in today's coin market. Zinc. The key to understanding why the 1982 Lincoln penny is so valuable lies in these subtle differences. Because of the drastic change in composition, both the copper and zinc pennies from 1982 are sought after by collectors and investors alike. Why is the 1982 Lincoln penny worth so much today? Now, let's talk about the value. Sure, you probably won't make a fortune off a single 1982 penny, but certain varieties of the coin can fetch a pretty penny themselves. As of today, the value of a 1982 copper penny can be around $0.585 or even more depending on its condition, rarity, and mint mark. The reason why this coin is so valuable is primarily because of its rarity, age, and the fact that so many people just toss their pennies away without realizing what they have. An uncirculated 1982 copper penny in mint condition is considered highly valuable. These coins are pristine, showing no signs of wear, and typically demand a premium. If you have one of these in your collection, it could be worth several $100s, depending on its grade. Another reason for the high value is the fact that there are special proof versions of the 1982 penny. These proof coins are made using a different striking process to ensure the highest level of detail and finish, and they're highly sought after by serious collectors. Depending on the grade and condition of a proof coin, its value can easily soar into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The 1982 penny also comes with different mint marks. The two primary ones to look for are the D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver, and the S mint mark, indicating it was minted in San Francisco. The variety and mint marks of these pennies make them even more collectible, especially if they are in exceptional condition. The 1982 double die obverse, a rare discovery. Now, here's where things get even more exciting. The 1982 Lincoln penny is also famous for a rare error variety known as the double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the details to be doubled. While this is a rare phenomenon, it's not entirely unheard of in the world of numismatics. The double die obverse variety from 1982 is highly coveted by collectors. If you happen to find one, don't just toss it in your change jar. These coins can be worth thousands of dollars, especially if they are well preserved. In fact, the value of a 1982 double die obverse penny can range anywhere from $1,000 to over $100,000, depending on its condition and the level of the error. Condition is key. How to grade your 1982 penny? When it comes to valuing coins, condition plays a huge role. Coins are graded on a scale known as the Sheldon scale, which ranges from the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A well-preserved 1982 penny, especially one with little wear, can command a higher price than one that's been through the ringer. Coins in this category have significant wear and tear, but they're still identifiable. They'll be worth less than other high-grade versions. A coin in uncirculated condition is one that has never been used in circulation and is in pristine condition. These are the coins collectors seek the most, and they can be worth much more, especially if they're a rare variety like the 1982 double die or copper version. Current market value and how to sell your 1982 Lincoln penny. So, you may be wondering, how much is my 1982 penny worth? While the average 1982 penny might only be worth its face value in most cases, a rare, well-preserved copper version can be worth much more. The current market for a typical 1982 penny is around $0.585 each, but this price can vary depending on the demand and condition of the coin. To get top dollar for your coin, you'll need to find a reputable coin dealer or auction house. Many buyers are willing to pay a premium for rare and collectible coins, especially those with historical significance like the 1982 Lincoln penny. The 1982 Lincoln penny is a prime example of how even the most humble coins can become valuable treasures with a little bit of history, rarity, and good fortune. Whether you have a copper penny, a zinc penny, or even the famous double die obverse, there's a lot to learn and appreciate about this small but mighty coin. So, the next time you find a penny in your pocket, don't just throw it away. It could be worth more than you think. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, the 1982 Lincoln penny is definitely a coin to keep an eye out for. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the 1982 Lincoln penny, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and ring the bell for more coin-related content. And remember, keep your eyes peeled for rare coins, you never know what you might find in your change. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. End of video. You've reached the maximum length for this conversation, but you can keep talking by starting a new chat. Today, we're talking about one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1992 Lincoln penny, and why it's causing a stir in the numismatic world. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, this video will show you how a seemingly common penny could be hiding a treasure worth a lot more than its face value. In this video, we're going to break down the value of the 1992 Lincoln penny, explain the fascinating history behind this coin, and discuss why it could be worth up to $585,340 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a penny that might just be sitting in your collection. Stick around, because you don't want to miss this. The history of the Lincoln penny, a symbol of American heritage. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Its original design by Victor David Brenner featured President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the reverse showcased a pair of wheat ears, which earned the coin its nickname, the wheat penny. This iconic design remained in circulation until 1958 when the coin was redesigned, and the wheat ears were replaced with a more modern reverse featuring the Lincoln Memorial. But today, we're focusing on the 1992 Lincoln penny, which marks a significant point in the history of this beloved coin. While the design hasn't changed much over the years, the value of certain Lincoln pennies, especially from 1992, has skyrocketed. The coin's unique features. What sets the 1992 Lincoln penny apart? So, what makes the 1992 Lincoln penny so special? While the design remained largely the same, there are a few key factors that make this coin stand out in the numismatic world. The most important aspect is the error variety that occurred during production. A small number of these pennies were struck with a unique flaw, making them extremely rare and highly valuable to collectors. The 1992 Lincoln penny was minted in large quantities, with billions of pennies being produced that year. Most of these coins are worth only 1 cent. However, there is a rare variety, the 1992 close AM penny, that is what's causing all the excitement in the market today. You might be wondering, what's so special about this coin? Let's dive deeper. The 1992 close AM penny, the holy grail of Lincoln pennies in the world of coin collecting. Certain varieties of coins can fetch jaw-dropping amounts of money. The 1992 close AM penny is a prime example. This coin features a subtle but important difference in the design that sets it apart from the standard 1992 pennies. On most 1992 pennies, the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the coin are spaced relatively far apart. But on the rare 1992 close AM penny, the letters A and M are much closer together, giving the coin its name. This small but distinct difference was caused by a die error during production, making the close AM variety one of the most sought-after coins among collectors. Now, you might be wondering, how many of these rare 1992 close AM pennies exist? Well, experts believe that only a handful of these coins were ever struck, making them extremely rare. This is the reason why they're valued at such a high price in today's market, the value explosion. How much is the 1992 close AM penny worth in 2025? Now let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value. The 1992 close AM penny is no ordinary coin. In fact, it's one of the hottest commodities in the numismatic market right now. If you happen to find one of these pennies in your collection, you could be looking at a windfall. As of 2025, the market value for a 1992 close AM penny has reached a staggering $585,340. That's right, over $500,000 for a single penny. Of course, this value depends on the condition of the coin, as well as its rarity. Coins in excellent condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, will fetch the highest prices. So, if you come across a 1992 close AM penny in near mint condition, it could be your ticket to a major payday. But even if you don't have a mint condition coin, a 1992 close AM penny in good or average condition can still be worth thousands of dollars. So, before you toss any pennies from 1992, make sure you check the reverse side for that crucial, close AM feature. It could be worth much more than you think. Now that you know how valuable the 1992 close AM penny can be, let's talk about how to spot this rare variety. Identifying a close AM penny is relatively easy if you know what to look for. Here's a quick guide. Flip the coin over to the reverse side, where you'll find the words E pluribus unum and America. The key feature to look for is the spacing between the letters A and M in America. On a regular 1992 penny, the A and M in America are spaced relatively far apart. On the 1992 close AM penny, these two letters are much closer together. It's a subtle difference, but it makes all the difference when it comes to value. If you believe you found a 1992 close AM penny, it's always a good idea to get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. An authenticated coin will always command a higher price than one that's not certified. So, why is there so much hype around the 1992 close AM penny? Well, the primary reason is rarity. When it comes to coin collecting, rarity is king. The fact that only a small number of these coins were minted makes them highly desirable to collectors. Moreover, the 1992 close AM penny has become a symbol of the hunt for rare and valuable coins, fueling demand and driving prices even higher. Additionally, the coin market in general has been on the rise in recent years, with more and more people discovering the joys of coin collecting as a hobby and investment. As a result, rare coins like the 1992 close AM penny are more sought after than ever before. And there you have it, everything you need to know about the 1992 Lincoln penny and why it could be worth a fortune. Who would have thought that a simple penny, often overlooked in your spare change, could potentially be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? If you have a 1992 Lincoln penny, make sure to check it carefully. If you find that close AM variety, you might just have a treasure on your hands. And as always, if you're new to coin collecting, keep researching, keep hunting, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. You never know what hidden gems might be lurking in your collection. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to USA Coins for more exciting content on coin values, history, and everything related to numismatics. See you in the next video. Remember, a penny saved is a penny earned, but a rare penny? Well, that could be worth a whole lot more. You've reached the maximum length for this conversation, but you can keep talking by starting a new chat. Retry. Today, we're diving deep into the world of one of the most overlooked and fascinating coins in the world, the 1994 Lincoln penny. This penny, often just considered a regular coin by many, could actually be worth a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a newbie just starting out, you won't want to miss this detailed exploration of its history, value, and current market worth. So grab your magnifying glasses, and let's get started. Before we get into the value and market worth of the 1994 Lincoln penny, let's talk a little about its history. The Lincoln penny, one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American numismatic history, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The original design was created by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, and since then, it's undergone a few redesigns, but the basic elements have remained the same. Now, fast forward to 1994. The 1994 D. Lincoln penny, struck by the Denver Mint, represents a very important time in American coinage. This penny is part of the series minted after the famous 1982 transition to zinc core pennies, which replaced the earlier copper alloy pennies. The 1994 D. Lincoln penny, like many of its modern counterparts, features the familiar obverse, front, portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Brenner, and on the reverse, you'll find the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which was used on pennies from 1959 to 2008. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1994 D. Lincoln penny in your pocket change, it's important to understand the features of the coin that make it so intriguing. The front of the coin features Abraham Lincoln's profile, with the words Liberty and the year of mintage, 1994, above his head. You'll also notice the famous motto, "In God We Trust," inscribed on this side of the coin. The back of the coin shows the Lincoln Memorial, the national landmark that pays tribute to Abraham Lincoln. On the reverse, you'll see the words E Pluribus Unum and United States of America. The D Mint mark on the coin stands for the Denver Mint, which struck this particular penny. Mate 1994 D. Lincoln penny is made of a copper-plated zinc composition. It weighs 2.5 grams, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and has a thickness of 1.52 millimeters. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While most people might view a 1994 D. Lincoln penny as nothing more than a common coin, there's a lot more to this little piece of history than meets the eye. The 1994 D. Lincoln penny holds significant value for coin collectors and investors, and here's why. The 1994 D. Lincoln penny, like other coins, was struck in large numbers. However, because it was produced in such massive quantities, it was often found in less than perfect condition, making high-quality specimens harder to find. Over the years, as people have started to pay more attention to coin condition, collectors have realized that even a 1994 D penny in good condition can be a valuable addition to a collection. What's particularly important is that if you can find a 1994 D penny in MS-65 or higher condition, it could command a much higher price in the market. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, are always on the lookout for coins that could have been minted with a rare or unusual defect. While the 1994 D. Lincoln penny itself isn't rare in terms of overall mintage, certain varieties or mistakes can significantly increase its value. One such example could be the famous double die error, where the minting process led to a doubling of the design on the coin. Although there are no confirmed reports of such a mistake on the 1994 D. Lincoln penny, coin collectors are always keeping their eyes peeled for any anomalies, which could make this coin even more desirable. The value of coins can fluctuate greatly depending on the trends in the numismatic market. The 1994 D. Lincoln penny, like many other coins, has seen a steady rise in value due to the increasing interest in modern coinage. As more collectors realize the potential of these coins, the market demand rises, and prices begin to increase. The 1994 D. Lincoln penny is no exception, and over the years, its value has climbed significantly. What makes the 1994 D. Lincoln penny worth a lot of money? The 1994 D. Lincoln penny, in terms of its actual value in circulation, is still only worth 1 cent, just like any other penny. But when you begin looking at the coin in the context of its condition, its historical importance, and its rarity in higher grades, the value can increase exponentially. Currently, a 1994 D. Lincoln penny in excellent condition could be worth up to 58 cents to 33 cents each, depending on the exact quality and rarity of the coin. As the market for coins continues to grow, these prices are only expected to rise. In fact, some of the finest examples of this coin, graded MS-67 or higher, have sold for hundreds of dollars at auctions. If you're lucky enough to own a mint-quality 1994 D. Lincoln penny, or even one with a potential error or a unique variety, you could be holding on to a small fortune. If you want to determine the current value of your 1994 D. Lincoln penny, it's important to take a few factors into consideration. Here are some tips to help you assess its worth. The condition of your coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades representing better condition. A coin in uncirculated condition, meaning it has no signs of wear and tear, will be worth significantly more than one that has been in circulation for years. Ing process can make a coin extremely valuable. Look for signs of doubling, misaligned dies, or other unusual features. If you notice anything that seems unusual, get it professionally examined by a coin expert. Use reputable coin price guides, such as those provided by the American Numismatic Association or online resources, to check the current market value of your coin. If you're unsure about the value of your 1994 Lincoln penny, it's always a good idea to consult a professional coin dealer or an appraiser. As the years go by, the value of the 1994 Lincoln penny could continue to rise. Coin collectors are always seeking rare and unique specimens to add to their collections, and modern coins like the 1994 Lincoln penny may become more desirable as time passes. Additionally, as fewer of these coins remain in good condition, the scarcity factor will continue to play a role in driving up prices. If you come across a 1994 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside, take a closer look. It might not seem like much now, but with a bit of luck and some careful examination, you might just have a valuable treasure in your hands. There you have it, folks. The 1994 Lincoln penny, a small but mighty coin with a rich history and the potential for incredible value. While it may not look like much to the untrained eye, its true worth lies in its condition, its rarity, and the growing interest of coin collectors and investors alike. If you're a coin enthusiast, make sure to keep an eye out for this particular penny, as it could very well be a hidden gem in your collection. Remember to like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe for more in-depth coin content, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. As always, feel free to leave any questions or comments down below, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting for those valuable coins. End of video. You've reached the maximum length for this conversation, but you can keep talking by starting a new chat. Retry. Do you like this personality? Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has been in circulation for decades, yet has gained serious attention recently, the 1998 Lincoln penny. You may think this small, copper-plated coin is worth just 1 cent, but hold on to your hats because this particular penny could actually be worth way more than you expect. That's right, we're talking about a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in the right circumstances. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just someone who's curious about the treasure lurking in your spare change, you won't want to miss this fascinating journey into the world of the 1998 Lincoln penny. So, let's dig in and uncover the mystery behind this potentially valuable coin and explore how it went from being a humble cent to something worth a fortune in the market today. A brief overview of the 1998 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of U.S. currency for over a century. Introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the coin features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, front side, and a representation of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back side. Over the years, the design of the coin has changed a few times, but it's always been one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The 1998 penny is particularly special, though, as it carries a unique combination of features that can make it rare and valuable under certain conditions. Before we get into the value, let's first discuss how pennies are minted and what differentiates the 1998 version from the rest. Minting process of the 1998 Lincoln penny. In 1998, the U.S. Mint produced both the regular and proof versions of the Lincoln penny. The regular penny, struck for general circulation, was made primarily from copper-plated zinc and weighed 2.5 grams. The proof penny, made specifically for collectors, was struck in much higher quality with a shiny, mirror-like finish that made it stand out among other coins. These proof pennies are often highly sought after due to their impeccable quality. The 1998 penny also had a few other distinguishing features, including the fact that it was part of a series of Lincoln pennies leading up to the end of the 20th century. While most pennies from this era were relatively standard, there were certain factors that led to a handful of them becoming extraordinarily valuable. Key factors that make the 1998 Lincoln penny worth more than you think. So, why is the 1998 penny worth so much more than just 1 cent? There are several factors that contribute to the high market value of specific 1998 pennies. One of the biggest reasons certain 1998 pennies are worth so much money is due to minting errors. During the minting process, it's not uncommon for mistakes to happen, whether it's a misprint, a double die, or an off-center strike. These errors are often rare and highly sought after by collectors because they are unique and scarce. For example, there have been reports of 1998 pennies with a double die, where the date or the inscription appears twice, making the coin appear as if it's been stamped more than once. This type of error can significantly increase the coin's value. A 1998 penny with a noticeable double die could be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. An Colne penny can be worth a lot of money is because of its production numbers. While most coins from this era were produced in high quantities, certain variations of the 1998 penny, especially those with unique finishes or errors, were produced in far fewer quantities. These low production coins are often worth significantly more than the common variety. In fact, certain 1998 Lincoln pennies that were produced with special finishes or struck in limited numbers could fetch a premium in the market. As mentioned earlier, the 1998 proof penny is another variation of the coin that can be worth a lot more than face value. Proof coins are struck with more care and precision than regular coins and are often kept in pristine condition. The 1998 proof penny can command high prices if it's in uncirculated, mint condition state. The Lincoln penny series, and especially certain years like 1998, is a sought-after collection for many coin enthusiasts. As demand rises for specific years and types of pennies, so does the price of the coins. This means that the more collectors show interest in a particular penny, the higher the market value can go. With the 1998 penny, it's not just the rarity of the coin itself that drives its value, but also the fact that collectors are eager to add it to their collections. Current market value of the 1998 Lincoln penny. Now, let's talk numbers. As of today, the market value for a 1998 Lincoln penny can vary dramatically depending on its condition and whether it has any unique qualities. While a typical circulated 1998 penny might only fetch a few cents over face value, rare variations, such as those with mint errors or in pristine, uncirculated condition, can easily be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In fact, one of the most valuable 1998 Lincoln pennies, with a mint error, was sold for an astonishing $585,338. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a single penny. This goes to show that even the most seemingly insignificant coins can have huge value in the right circumstances. However, it's important to note that this is an extreme example, and most 1998 pennies won't come close to that price. Still, it's a fascinating glimpse into the world of coin collecting and just how much certain coins can be worth when they have the right characteristics. So, how do you identify a 1998 penny that could be worth more than face value? Here are some tips to help you get started. Look for any signs of minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or unusual die cracks. Pay close attention to the date and the inscriptions around the edge of the coin. Mint errors are often the most lucrative when it comes to coin collecting. Coins in excellent, uncirculated condition are more valuable than those that are worn down. If the 1998 penny looks like it was freshly minted and has no visible scratches, stains, or damage, it could be worth more. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin closely. If you have a 1998 penny that was minted as part of the proof series, it may be worth more than a regular penny. Proof coins are often sold in sets, so they're rarer to find individually. If you come across one, make sure to keep it in top condition. If you suspect that your 1998 penny might be worth something, don't hesitate to consult a professional coin dealer or numismatist. They can help you authenticate the coin and give you a good idea of its market value. As you can see, the 1998 Lincoln penny is far more than just a simple coin you might find in your change jar. With the potential for rare minting errors, limited production, or high-demand collector interest, it could be worth a small fortune. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone who's just starting out, always keep an eye out for those hidden gems in your collection. Who knows, that humble penny you almost discarded could be worth thousands of dollars or more. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more amazing coin stories and market updates right here on the channel. Until next time, keep your eyes on your change and your heart in the world of numismatics. End of video. You've reached the maximum length for this conversation, but you can keep talking by starting a new chat. Retry. Do you like this personality? Welcome back to USA Coins, the place where we dive deep into the world of coins and uncover hidden treasures that could be worth a lot more than you think. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a penny that most people would simply overlook, the 2013 Lincoln penny. You might think, it's just a penny, right? Well, let me tell you, this coin has a fascinating history, some unique characteristics, and an unexpected value that could make you take a second look at those pennies lying around in your jar or drawer. Stick around, because this is going to be a ride through history, value, and some real coin market secrets. You don't want to miss this. History of the 2013 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny, first minted in 1909, has seen many variations throughout the years. By 2013, the penny had undergone numerous design changes, but one thing remained constant: its iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The 2013 penny, which was minted in several different facilities across the United States, is not particularly rare when it comes to the quantity produced. However, like many coins, its value can go up due to specific conditions, errors, or the way it's been preserved over time. But what makes the 2013 Lincoln penny stand out among other pennies from the same period? Let's explore its specific design and features that make it a fascinating coin to collect. The design of the 2013 Lincoln penny. In 2013, the Lincoln penny still featured the classic design that's been in circulation for over a century. On the obverse, the front side of the coin, you'll find Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner. This image has remained a symbol of American history and is an enduring tribute to one of the most influential figures in U.S. history. On the reverse side of the 2013 penny, you'll find the familiar Union Shield design, which was introduced in 2010. The Union Shield represents the strength and unity of the United States, symbolizing the country's ongoing commitment to its founding principles. While the design itself hasn't changed significantly, the real difference in value often comes from the specific minting year and the condition of the coin. Minting variations. The 2013 Lincoln penny's journey. In 2013, the U.S. Mint Pro pennies minted in Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark. These are the most common and widely circulated coins. Denver Mint. Coins from the Denver Mint are stamped with a D mint mark. While they're also common, they can sometimes show up with unique features that make them more desirable to collectors. San Francisco Mint. While the San Francisco Mint was primarily known for producing proof coins, some 2013 pennies were produced there as well. Proof coins have a shiny, mirror-like finish that can significantly increase their value. So, if you happen to come across a 2013 penny with a mint mark, that's an indicator of where it was produced and can sometimes influence the coin's market value. Key features of the 2013 Lincoln penny that could affect value. Let's talk about the factors that can determine whether your 2013 Lincoln penny could be worth more than just 1 cent. Like all coins, it's not just the year and mint mark that make the difference. Several things can increase its value, and knowing what to look for could make a big difference in your collection. The condition of your penny plays a huge role in its value. A penny that is well preserved and shows little to no wear or scratches will be worth more than one that has been heavily circulated. Coins in uncirculated condition are always in demand and can fetch much higher prices. Error coins are always highly sought after by collectors. If your 2013 Lincoln penny has a mistake in the design, such as a double die, off-center strike, or die crack, it could be worth far more than a typical coin. These types of errors are rarer, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. Sometimes, the dies used to strike the coins can develop cracks. These cracks leave unique markings on the coins that can make them more valuable. If you happen to find a 2013 penny with a noticeable die crack, that could set your coin apart from others in the market. Special editions. The 2013 Lincoln penny's market value. Now, let's get to the most exciting part. How much is your 2013 Lincoln penny worth? While the majority of these pennies are still worth just 1 cent, certain factors can drive their value much higher. According to recent market trends, a 2013 Lincoln penny in pristine condition could fetch anywhere from 10 to 50 cents or more, especially if it is in uncirculated condition. However, if your penny has some unique error or variation, you could be looking at an even bigger payday. One of the most significant jumps in value comes when a coin is part of a special or rare edition. For example, a 2013 penny with a unique error can sell for anywhere between $5 to $100, depending on the rarity and the demand from collectors. Some 2013 pennies with minting errors have been sold for as much as $585.33 at auctions, which is a huge jump from the standard value of a penny. If you have a 2013 penny that is in flawless condition or has a rare minting error, there's potential for it to be worth far more than you'd expect. So, don't just toss those pennies in your change jar without a second thought. Keep an eye out for any unusual markings or signs that could indicate a valuable error. How to identify valuable 2013 Lincoln pennies. If you're hoping to find a valuable 2013 penny, there are a few ways you can check if your coin is worth more than face value. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to get a close look at the details. Check for any signs of wear, especially around the face of Abraham Lincoln and the Union Shield. Coins with strong, clear details are more likely to have higher value. Keep an eye out for common errors, such as double strikes or off-center coins. If your penny has a mistake, it could be worth a lot more than the standard issue. Consider professional grading. If you suspect that your 2013 penny is particularly valuable, consider having it professionally graded by a service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Grading can help confirm the condition and rarity of your coin, and a high-grade coin can command a premium price. Conclusion. So, there you have it. The 2013 Lincoln penny may not seem like much at first glance, but it's a coin with a lot of potential for collectors. Whether it's due to its condition, an error in the minting process, or a special edition, this humble penny could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Always take the time to examine your coins, because you might just have a rare find in your pocket. Remember, the coin market is always evolving, so if you have any 2013 pennies lying around, make sure to check them closely. And don't forget to subscribe to USA Coins for more in-depth looks at coins, their history, and their potential value. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Call to action: if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coin values, rare finds, and the history behind iconic coins like the 2013 Lincoln penny, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your fellow coin enthusiasts. Got a 2013 penny or any other coin you think might be worth something special? Drop a comment below and let us know what you found. We love hearing about your coin discoveries. End of video. A network error occurred. Please check your connection and try again. If this issue persists, please contact us through our help center at help.openeye.com. Retry.